I built my channel with my Fujifilm X-T20 and now it's time to say goodbye. Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. Seems like the day has finally come. I'm switching from my ever-trusted X-T20 to a new camera. If you guys have been watching my stuff, yes, this is the same camera that I've shot all my videos on. Now, I know I've needed upgrades, but I just love this thing so much that I've always held off. For a while, it just seemed like there was no Fujifilm camera that had pros which outweighed my love for this thing. Now, I'm shooting with my new camera, so I can't really hold it up to show you right now, but let me walk you through a few things that finally convinced me to get the Fujifilm X-S10. So first off, this thing finally has a flip-out screen. I've always wanted a selfie flip-out screen, and with the X-T20, I usually just connect it to the Fujifilm app so I can see myself when I'm shooting. But yeah, that isn't the easiest arrangement. The Fujifilm X-S10 has a new in-body stabilization system, a 5-axis one specially designed for this particular camera. And no, my X-T20 does not have stabilization, so I have to post-process all my shaky shots. And this brings me to 3, because the X-S10 has that specially designed in-body stabilization system, they were able to create a camera that's not so big. Fourth reason, the X-S10 is actually built so that it's more ergonomic for people who shoot video. Aside from the flip-out screen, the port arrangement, the battery thing arrangement, we'll talk about it later, the mic port arrangement, it's just way easier. And the fifth reason, the X-S10 works with Fuji's webcam app, which means, you guys, I can use this thing for streaming and I don't even need a capture card to do that. Yeah, again, more on that later. One con that I think that the X-S10 has would be the fact that this thing now has not the Fujifilm dials. Yes, any Fujifilm user who loves their dials would be sad, me included. I absolutely love these things. It's one of the big reasons why I enjoy shooting with a Fujifilm camera. I'm wondering if that's something that I can get over, so I guess we'll just wait and see. And so for those reasons, I ran out and got myself this new camera. Let's unbox. Okay, technically we're not unboxing because I'm already shooting with it, but yeah, let's get to it. Excuse me, Chomi. Excuse me, baby girl. Right, here we are. So I did get my camera from Henry's Cameras, and it came with a couple of freebies like this cute, this handy dandy camera bag. This looks nice and small. I like that. They also gave me this free blower camera cleaner. And finally, the camera. It is a plain black Fujifilm box, X-S10. This is the original price, but I did get it 10% off. It comes in only one color, black. Take note, friends, that this is not the first time I'm opening this up, because I did actually walk out of the store with this camera on my strap. I was just so excited, so yeah. Okay, so we have here an SD card. This comes free with my camera. X-S10 manual, actually pretty useful. I have repacked this, but I've actually been reading about all the stuff my camera can do. Now, I highly suggest reading your camera manual. I know when I unbox phones, I say like no one's ever gonna read those manuals, but for cameras, I actually read them and it actually helps. It's very important to know how to use your camera. We also have warranty card, this caution slip of paper, and then Capture One Express app. This comes with a free editing software. Cool. And finally, here we are, the camera. But let's see what else is in the box. Right, we have Fujifilm camera strap, USB-C to audio jack adapter, USB-C charging cord. I think that's pretty much it for what's in the box, so let's move on to the camera. Here we are. So here's that closer look at the Fujifilm X-S10. We have that release button for the lens here. We have an indicator light here. We have a dial up top, and of course, that is the grip, how it fits my hand. That is the main difference between the size of this camera and my old camera. Basically that grip, and that's also what adds to the camera size. At the bottom of that grip, we have the battery, the SD card slot. Also, the battery on this is the same battery we use on the XT20. We have the screw thingy where you screw on your tripod. I really don't know what it's officially called. And then back up top, it's looking like the typical camera setup. Like I said, we're missing the Fuji dials. Here we have the toggle on and off. We have a recording button now. We have the quick menu button, an ISO button. We have a dial over here. Another dial that gives you like the different photo modes. Hot shoe dial. Also, this is where you can do this. Yes, folks, this thing has a built-in flash. And then at the bottom here, you have photo and, well, delete. Playback, we have these two buttons. We have a joystick and then the menu and back button. On the side, we have the audio port and then more ports under here. Now that I've been playing with the Fujifilm X-S10, yes, this very camera, let me talk about my experiences with it vis-a-vis, well, all the stuff that I just discussed. So number one, flip out screen. Guys, it's a game changer. Like, I literally now sit down, prop up my camera, and I'm good. You can unfurl your screen this way, and then this flips around. Well, okay, not that way, just like back where it came and down. And yeah. Ooh, you can do this too. See? So versus my XT20 screen that flips out like this, the Fujifilm X-S10's flip out screen sort of like flips to the left and then you can rotate fully. And then when you're done, you can just flip around and flip back in so that the screen isn't exposed. I particularly like that you can sort of flip in the screen because that means the screen is protected, and for clumsy people like me, that makes a whole lot of difference. But I am still adjusting with how the screen is like flipping to the right and then up if I want to tilt it up if I'm shooting in a weird angle. Though I feel like that's something that won't bother me as much in the long run. In terms of stabilization, well, let me show you. Right, so this is a sample of me walking and talking. More of hobbling because I'm limping and I got into an accident. Long story, but yeah, no stabilization. I've turned everything off and let's see the difference. This time around, we're doing IBIS and OIS together. Let's see how well this looks. I mean, it's definitely gonna be better than the last shot. And I'm still hobbling, so. Third stabilization mode involves IBIS, OIS, and digital image stabilization. Crops in a little bit more, but yeah, this is how it looks when someone's shooting while hobbling. Yes, that is the eye autofocus right there. Hi, Bruce. Does it work on dogs? Does it? Ah, it sort of works on dogs. See, even if it's Nala is near the lens, I'm in focus. Sorry, Nala. Size-wise, the Fujifilm X-S10 is bigger than my Fuji XT20. As you can see, not by a lot. The main difference really is that the Fujifilm X-S10 has this grip, which a lot of people are all for, but since I have teenier hands, it's not like not having a grip bothers me so much, so I was actually pretty happy with the shape of my XT20. Either way, the fact that this camera can do all the things it can do, well, shooting wise, and still be size just a little bigger than the XT20 is still a win for me. Which brings me to the next part, port placement and camera design. So that grip now also houses the battery. In the Fujifilm X-T20, the battery is near the screw, which means if it's on a tripod, you can't really open the battery to switch out cards. So every time I have to change the batteries, every time I have to take my SD card, I have to unmount it, which is honestly an annoying little quirk that this camera has.
On the other hand, quick battery changes are easy on the XS10 even if the camera is mounted on a tripod because of the placement.
It brings me so much joy. Number 2, the port on this thing is a USB-C, which is a pleasant surprise for me. That means like I can charge it with the same cord I used to charge my laptop. Now the issue with the XT20, because it's such a tiny compact camera, is that when you plug in your HDMI cord, you can't even plug into that micro USB so that you have continuous power.
It now can fit an HDMI cord and a power cord so that this thing runs on continuous power while you're streaming.
If you're a Fujifilm user, you'd know that usually their mic input jacks are the smaller ones. So to plug in a mic, you'd usually need an adapter, which is just another annoying step in the grand scheme of things. And then your camera just looks like this tiny little wired cyborg because of all the things jutting out. But now,
oh my gosh, you guys, so look at this. The mic jack, you don't need to open the whole thing. There is this rubber stopper here and that's all. And for the XS10, you don't need the adapter. Fits perfectly. I'm ready. Look at that. Also, selfie. I love it.
Fujifilm has definitely recognized that people will be vlogging or shooting videos with this thing and plugging in mics on this thing. So with the flip out screen, with the mic jack adjustment, with that in-body stabilization, this just becomes a perfect vlogging camera.
Oh my freaking guys. Are you seeing this? This is a selfie screen and wow, this just made my shooting way easier, like way easy.
And finally, that webcam app works perfectly. I literally just googled Fujifilm webcam app, downloaded it, tinkered with the camera to get the right settings in, and then after that, it was plug and play.
What you're seeing right now is a Zoom call that I'm having by myself to prove a point. So yes, the Fujifilm X-S10 is connected to my laptop with this one cord. It's a USB-C to USB-C cord, nothing else. And this is what it looks like. Definitely way better quality than whatever webcam is out there. You can even stream with the setup and all you'll need is this cord. And aside from that, you can pick whatever settings you want from your camera and even apply those Fujifilm filters.
The one thing I was sad about, the Fuji dials, I'm still a little sad about now. Day one, I was missing these dials, but I was able to sort of find a compromise.
Instead, I've actually put in my own like shortcuts. So for example, if I do this, image transfer turns on or off. If I do that, I get to quick menu. If I do this, Bluetooth turns on and off. And I've also programmed my menu. I've changed around what quick setting does, and now it just turns on or off face autofocus.
End of day, I just still wish they put the Fujifilm dials on here. If they came up with this camera and put the Fuji dials on here, I would have like gotten it in a heartbeat. But alas, life is not perfect and sometimes we have to compromise. So yeah. The Fujifilm X-S10 is looking like Fujifilm's attempt to reach out to non-Fuji users. If you're switching to Fujifilm from a different brand, this might be a good camera for you. You don't need to get used to the Fuji dials. Sad for me though. Really sad for me. Anyway, before we go, I know I've shown you some sample clips, but let me give you a few of my favorite first few sample shots with the Fujifilm X-S10. And that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this. I know there's a very rare video of me talking about my gear and the stuff I shoot with. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's at LAZADA_. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Until next time. Oh, let me know what you think about this new shot. Because again, this A-roll, this was shot with an XS10.